So, just like your hand, right? Like way it was cut. So I had a visit with my cousins. I mean, my cousin. She is. I think she's like my mother's younger sister, which is actually my aunt.
Yeah.
But in age, she's only like 1 year older than me. And our son, like when he was a baby, like I have seen him and stuff. So even though it's like cousin's mom, it's actually like she's like more like my friend.
Yeah.
So we went there and we are connecting after 5 years. So like she looks at my dread and like it baffles them to see me different. Okay, and it's hard for them to wrap their mind around until she's doing. I do always comprehend like limbic therapy, meaning it's not what you say, it's how people felt in your presence, and that makes a connection. And so I never. So she says, "Why cannot you be a doctor?" And I said, "I'm a doctor." So then she says, "Why don't you?" Like in her mind, why are you not looking like a professional? Because for her, she uses the lipstick and
The white coat.
like
Yeah.
like that to be my criteria. I said I choose to be this way because it fits my reality.
Right.
But would that make you happy? I said. So she says, no, 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 I want you to be happy. I said, then I'm happy.
Right.
But then again, she comes back saying, why did you do the dread? You used to be pretty. I told her I had a very challenging life. I said, like, my life was miserable. And I didn't even have time to go to the bathroom to comb my hair.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've gone through like homelessness, like, raising kids. And I said, I have to do the product of my life.
I feel like you have to do the best you can do for yourself at this time, and you did it back then at that time. That's what we all do.
The thing is, like,
about survival.
I said, yes, that's what. I am a product of my circumstances, but I made the best of it and I'm happy. But she again comes back and says, why did you do that? And I said, for example, my husband threw me out. I was homeless. She said, but you already told me. I said, in my mind, I'm like asking, does it ever occur to her, how did I survive?
So do you feel like she was judging
No,
you?
no, no, no. The thing is, that's why I'm coming back, because they ask why question. Why this? Why that? And when I'm trying to answer next question, she didn't even let me finish. So like by the time my visit was done, I felt so beaten inside and I was very sad. Okay. But I actually loved the food. She still have rice. And I haven't even finished eating. But I was so miserable I couldn't eat. So she said, oh, keep eating. I said, you are putting me in your life and I cannot even take one more food to calm me down because I was in that point. I either cry or I keep explaining. But I really want her to walk away with happiness. And I felt at some point I cannot do that anymore for her. But I just kind of kept quiet, and then so she said, okay. She kept dripping her hand. And I see she's bleeding. She puts another band-aid on, bleeding. Another band-aid on, bleeding. She wasted like 15, 20 band-aids. So finally I told her, why are you doing this? I said, it needs pressure. And so I told her, put some Neosporin on. So she puts Neosporin on. And I said, just take a tissue paper. She says, no, I need cotton. I said, you just need to hold pressure. And so, so it was interesting. So then she finally, listens, and then she puts the paper, and then she somehow, wraps it around. Still, it doesn't stick. So I went to the temple last night, and I sat down, and I told my spirit mom, she talks to me. And so when I tell her I connect with my spirit mom, she says, you pull her spirit down to let her go. And so I understood she's in a very different space, so she thinks she knows my answer. So I was sitting in front of my shrine. That's the answer to you. Thanks for listening, because that's what I was telling her. You need to listen to me too when I'm asked. So I was sitting there, and yesterday, literally today, a portal is closing 9/19/19.
Yeah.
So I was telling my mom in my mind. I said, "Mom, I'm sad." So she looked like she was smiling, and so then she asked me to pick up a bangle from her door. And actually in the dream itself I played it out once. They gave me a lot of jewelry, and I picked something called crow's gem. It's like a little black pebble. When they dig the well, the crow lights, because in the sunlight it shines. It's called crow's gem. And so they call it crow's diamond. It's like obsidian, I think.
So it's grounding.
No, no, it's like useless piece of rock.
What?
Useless piece of rock.
Anything like
but what I'm saying is it is a value to me, because for some reason I connected with that. So in my vision, right, I get a lot of visions like this. So I'm given a lot of plate of gem to pick. Of that I picked crows. So then I look up, and all these angelic beings are laughing, here they give me and I'm picking something that is you go to the beach and pick, right? So then afterwards they all came and we prayed together in energy. So in the temple, literally there are tons of bangles, okay? And because I stacked them, I don't have a place to put up.
I love them.
So I saw this black, and it reminded me of that vision I had. So I picked up and I looked at my mom and I smiled, because and then there was a girl who was watching me, and she laughed.
Oh.
See, the thing is, it was all played out in another way, right? So they could see me, looking at my bangle, being happy, and they probably thought I was a nutcase, right? I mean, you understand the whole gist of it. So, so I added this, and I was super happy. So, say for me, it takes very little to make me happy. So I come home. Today morning, I was waking up, and finally, I got my answer. My mom said in spirit. I call her mom, whatever it is, she's a abundant goddess and stuff. So sometimes I mix her up with my mom, and I cannot tell who's who. It's a being I connect with as a mom.
Is it your mom that's passed, or is it a spirit guide mom, like a mother
I
figure?
cannot tell, because what happened is that spirit guide mom uses the same loving energy I have with my mom to connect.
You have that energy.
Yes.
You have that. Yes. Mother nurturing. Yes. I don't even know what the word is for it, but you have it and I have it.
Yes, yes.
But when I'm around you, I feel it even stronger.
Yes. And actually my mom literally, I saw her hand raised with her gold bangle she used to wear. So sometimes, I cannot tell them apart. Yeah. But the beings are telling me they're nurturing. That's all. I don't need to be afraid of them, right? So she came and she said, the only thing she said is, why? And then she says, was it fun? And she shows the finger that is bleeding from my aunt's hand. So the way, see, for human, I have to interpret another way. So what she's saying is, was it fun to watch? And so I said, of course it's not fun to watch. My aunt is bleeding again and again. And she says, that's the exact why. Why are you bleeding inside is because you're ripping your bandage again and again. So the place that I have healed, she's opening it up again and again by asking that question. So I actually wrote to my aunt today. Where is my cell phone? Oh, here it is. And I wrote to her and I said, I went to the temple and I felt sad, because I felt I needed to complete that with her, to tell her, this is my reality.
Right.
So she actually wrote back to me saying, I said, I went to the temple last night. I told my mom I'm sad, and she told me literally, like my mom, my spirit mom, gave me this mantra. It's called Dream, and it looked like a symbol. Like I'll show you how it looks. And she says, just like the band-aid, put ha has to start ha, like you feel happy, right?
Yeah.
So ha with e is abundance. Abundance is re. So im is removal of mystery. Im is literally going on the feet and like opening our third eye, like higher intuition.
Yeah.
So she says, say Hreem. So when you say Hreem, you don't open your mouth. It comes from inside, and you are connecting with the divine. So it comes from the throat. And she says, each time a why question is asked, you use this as your band-aid and don't answer.
Okay.
Don't repeat the part.
Wow.
This is my pressure. So instead of looking for cotton and tissue paper and things I was saying, she says, your paper or tissue paper or cotton is him. And you're not ripping it apart again. And she says, the why is on this portal because I crossed over on the time. The why portal for them is because they're thinking aloud. You don't need to validate. So they're thinking aloud. Why this? Why that? You just like an Indian rotate your head.
Let me ask you a question though. They're thinking aloud.
So that doesn't need validation.
Right.
What it is they're saying, why this, why that?
But
You
they
just
almost,
smile.
they're conditioned to
See,
think
the thing
that
is,
way,
they
though.
think a lot, but they don't need the answer because they don't even wait. So
You're
what
right,
I get,
they don't
what
wait for
I
you to
get,
speak.
yeah. So what you need to say, I don't know. I don't know. So like what I'm saying is you need to like figure out your mantra,
Yeah.
but your mantra inside you're going to always say, breathe. And you can like keep it together. And after they finish their rapid fire question, you can always say, maybe it's my karma. Like so. But the thing that my mom gave us answer is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's where the why stands. So the portal, what literally closed today for me, was 1919, was the why on this side is a knowing. It's a knowing why. Why? I know why. But they're not willing to hear it because they're trying to solve my problem. So the why is their thinking why. The knowing why doesn't need to answer the thinking why.
Right.
Let them run their agenda, and it's going to take them 14 years because we close the portal today.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a decade to catch up with you. I ran ahead already.
Yeah.
Now it is time for me to sit and enjoy your cookie.
Yeah. That's right.
Let them catch up.
Yeah.
Let them do the drive.
Yeah.
Let them do what. But
you're
literally,
right.
but the
Can be
thing is, right?
hurtful, though,
So I'm going to tell you what she wrote because then she showed you bleeding and said, "Is it fun to watch?" And my understanding is it fun to watch even though I know you're bleeding? And I said, of course, it's not fun to watch, right? So she said, similarly, I'm just paraphrasing it because in the other side, they don't use words.
Yeah.
It's like, 1-2 information,
Yeah.
so you kind of like word
have
it.
to put it together, yeah.
Yeah. So they said, so similarly, she said, questions from you or you're thinking aloud. That why is different from this why. I do not respond, just like I told you, keep pressure, it will stop bleeding. She said, use cream on my Vishuddhi Sakra so I can open up the tip of the tongue, which is the spleen energy that ends, so I don't lose energy. So when we talk, we lose energy because the tip of the tongue, we share our wisdom and stuff. So we are letting a piece of our soul leave us each time we speak. Sometimes that's why it is exhausting because when you don't get your point across, it's so difficult. So buy time from people who are challenging and spend time with people who are loving. So I spend time with people like forever because I can bend and stretch time.
Right.
But the portal is for me to understand I have arrived.
Yeah.
I don't need to prove to anybody who I am. I don't care what they think of me.
I feel that way too.
So like I feel like, I'm not a beauty queen. And actually there's the song they were playing today. It says, wonderful people. Have you seen that?
What is it?
This couple are very old. I shouldn't say very old. So beautiful people. This is a very nice song. I think he did a great job. So he says he doesn't need to be. It's a beautiful song. Okay, they go on a vacation. A couple, a regular couple like you. And so this is the couple.
Okay.
I love this song. I cried when I heard this.
Oh, they getting into the limo.
The meaning was very nice.
She's got me a juice box.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. You look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, we become beautiful before.
I loved it. I cried.
Out of all those people in that video, they've arrived.
Yes. So that's what you and me are.
Yeah.
See, we both fought our battles. Like in India, there is this Ram and Sita, and Sita becomes homeless because Ram abandons her when she was pregnant. So my husband, when he called the police, I was with my third child. I already had 2 kids. And in India, they have temple for Ram. Not even a single honoring place for Sita. But all the temple has him in addition. But they never said, how did she survive that homelessness, right? Eventually her kids find him, and that's how they bring him back. But her story is never told. So I told my aunt, my story starts when Sita gets abandoned.
Right.
And so the why is not the question I need from them. How? And they never even think of asking them. How did you do it? How did you? Because they don't have time to listen. You know what my sister said?
What?
She says my story is bigger than 3 minutes. She can have listen.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't say it that way. She says she has a difficulty paying attention because she says she doesn't understand me, and she says she cannot really connect with my story. So originally she used to say, why don't you wear lipstick and wait for your husband to come home? So I said, okay. But the thing is, right, they have no idea what we go through. My husband called me insane, and I said, okay, I'll go to mental health to understand, because I would have lost custody.
Yeah.
I would have lost custody of my kids. Yeah. I would have lost everything.
I know, I can.
And actually, there's a girl in Texas that husband put her in jail, saying she harmed her kids. She's spending, because in India, when the women yell and scream when it happens, they can call it abuse. And she's spending in Texas jail. She lost everything. So I think not understanding is not only ignorance, it's dangerous.
Absolutely.
But Indians have a lot of opinion how I need to behave. Not only they are not kind, they're violent.
Not just Indians though. Like
I'm saying this is my family.
From my own family, the different generations have been conditioned to think a certain way, like, oh, I shouldn't have a Ganesh tattoo, or why are my sons cannabis patients when that's the gateway drug, they think. That's just their way of thinking, And
but
it is ignorant.
See, that's why when you look at it from American perspective, they are cruel.
Yes.
But when they look from Indian perspective, they think we don't have our wits together. We have, but it's our survival. Like I'm saying, if I speak up, I would be killed. Because killed meaning like I would have lost my kids. My husband says a strict rule: every month pay eliminate half of what you make is mine. Shut up. And I have to. It doesn't matter how smart you are. So I decided to work smarter. That's why, like, now I keep my flexible schedules. Like, I have the best time in the world. And right now, my husband loves me so much. But I have to. This is my war I won. And I don't have a scar. I don't have a battlefield. But I know what I did. And people like me know what we did. And it's your war too.
Yeah.
And what we did was raise our husbands seriously to be men. Like
Right.
I can relate to each one of you because I've been there. That's why I never give my addiction patient any what is it called leeway, because I said I am the other side of addiction.
Right.
So ship up,
Yeah.
like I don't care for your bullshit excuses.
That's
seriously.
good. That's good that you like
But
that.
at the same time, I'm like a mother too. I'm telling them, hey, I don't need you guys to be smart.
Mhm.
Just plug in with me. And if you screw up, it's fine by me. But I'm going to be there 100%. But tell me, are you going to be there for you? That's all I'm looking for. I don't care you to be, like how he says, you don't need to be fancy. You don't need to be, a certain way. And I'm going to plug in right there with you.
Let me tell you something off the record.
You want me to stop this?
No, I want you to hear it so you can say
I
it back
put it
again.
unlisted.
No, I want you to. When I first met you, dreads and all, and bracelets, and your smile, and I could feel. Do you remember me saying? I think it was here that I met you first. The energy. I felt like I was home.
Oh, nice.
Like
That's
I
so
felt
sweet.
like That's why I can't. It's so comfortable for me here. It's It's a very good. It's a sacred space.
Nice.
And from my opinion or my eyes, the way I saw you, number one, I saw you as a doctor, and I hold you to a higher level just because of your experience with all of that and your patience and everything. Your vocabulary is beyond whatever I could ever speak. You know what I mean? I mean, you're amazing. But as for the way you look, I always compliment you on your skin. I think your hair, I think the dreads are the coolest. Your bracelets, you're always smiling no matter what pain is behind.
No, I am beyond pain now.
Yeah.
Actually, I've healed each one of them.
That's
See,
good.
I can relate to it as though it happened to another girl. Because when I look back, I was thinking, I was even telling my husband, if I knew what I'm going to sign up for, I would have never signed up. Okay. But if I know what I know now,
Yeah.
I said, if he says, would you marry me? I would say, are you out of your mind? But I don't mind making out with you. But if I was on that time, if he had said, would we make out
Yeah.
without marrying? I
Yeah.
said, are you out of your mind? See, the thing is, I shifted so much.
I know. I said to Michael before, like, remember, I'm like, I didn't sign up for this.
I know. But the other thing is, this year something shifted too. There is a god from water. He goes into dormancy for 40 years. He comes up. I spoke to you about the fig, the god made of fig.
Oh, okay, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He gave me a vision. And he, I usually call him my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Now I know who you're talking about, yeah.
So
because you thought
I was attracted.
Old,
yeah.
but
I thought he was younger, but actually he's a super old guy.
He's really old, yeah.
So when he appeared like in energy, and then I see me as a baby.
Yeah.
And he pinched my cheek and he asked me to wear this robe. Okay?
Yeah.
This was shock. So what I heard from my teacher is when you're dying, you can take ordinance, spiritual ordinance, a sainthood, and it's called in the deathbed to commit to a spiritual path. And what my that vision, that energy, whatever the super old guy, we call him Vishnu, is telling is, I got you, and take this as your third order saint, good. you don't need to change your colors. I will put you in this color, but just keep it in a green wrap. He showed me literally, like, rolls and rolls of green wrap. It looks like a bud. And when I bloom, I'll be red. So it looks like they already gave me my robe and already accepted me in the sainthood. So, it's like almost like angelic, right? Like I got my wings or whatever way you guys want to translate. So he says that is enough for me as a validation for the other side, saying they matched the imagination I had, and that's why.
Do you feel validated? Do you feel
Yeah.
from that?
I feel personally. My mom, the way she told me is your life purpose is to understand what is longing and to heal that in you and in others. So I understood afterwards my whole point of earning for my husband's love, my kids and stuff is that's exactly what I signed up for when I was born. But to do that, first I need to be on the other side of the Y.
Right.
And now I crossed over.
Right.
So, but I crossed over long ago, but the words came in this year.
Yes.
So the word portal, word salad or whatever it is, word soup, I'm closing today.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to speak anymore. Because I can just say cream. And it's only meant for people who stop their Y on that side and go to the how. So don't waste your energy. If they are in their Y state, don't waste your energy.
Yeah.
On this side, my husband never ever use Y because it's a bleeding edge. So I always say, what is your intention? He said this, honey, and how can I fix it? It's a dangerous word. Why? You open a can of worms. I don't want to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't want my bad history of it.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting how you play both sides. And I feel.
No, but you do that with your sons too. You talk
Yes.
that nicely.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what people want to know is they are valuable in another person's life. So
and you
listen.
said to me
Yes.
a few times, and I've been caught off guard a little bit. Like one time in your law office when I had to speak up to Dawn a little bit, and I didn't want to cross the line. But when she left, you looked at me and you said, "I'm very proud of you."
Yes.
And it was just very understated, and like I was just like, you know what I mean? That it meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Actually, many of my patients say that it's a word they've never heard.
It's
It
important.
touches them.
It's important for me to
But
say that.
another thing I want to share with you in what way you contributed in my life.
Mhm.
You said you have impulse control, so you burst with emotions, and then you get. And I saw that in my son.
Yeah.
And when.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Drive safe. And just hit me a text when you get home safely, okay?
Will do.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye. And if you have any questions for Dr. Brown, just let me know and she can help you, okay?
Will do.
All right. Take care.
I have a YouTube channel, healnow.tv.
Really? Heal now.
HEAL. This is my logo. Healnow.tv. Because it's a command word. Whatever you want to be get it up already by the time you reach my portal, it's healed.
Also, this is online for free.
Okay.
And you also can get a college credit for it too.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's Business.club is where the magazine is.
Just text me, I'll text it to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll get a
All
hold of
right.
you.
Drive safe.
Appreciate it. I'll let you know when we get back.
All right, honey. Take care. Bye-bye.
So when my son, comes up with burst of statement that is sometimes sounds hurtful, I immediately recognize what you said, and it really helped my relationship with my son. I am so grateful for that. And the other thing I want to put it on record is one of my aunt, when I visited India, my youngest one was still bottle feeding, and I was so overwhelmed by the family visit, and I was so scared because my husband was very regimented, and I didn't want to betray him there because he's in my family, and I
Right.
want him, and he gets
You
overwhelmed
felt in the middle, like.
because I feel I can see Americans, they like to be alone. They don't like visits, so Indians take it offensively. So one of my aunts said, it doesn't matter whether you want to wash your bottle or not, I cannot let you go. So she actually washed it with hot water And the first time I understood, because see, I didn't have my mother or somebody to guide me. That hot water will melt the fat and it'll get cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I was so without support.
Yeah.
And the first time she showed me, first time my kids' bottle I could wash without fear because otherwise we always put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, with dishwasher.
Yeah. So first time she showed me a skill, which she probably thought I had my wits together, but I didn't know.
It's okay.
But I really wanted to tell her that. But instead, when I wrote to them in the she says I'm hallucinating that my mother is alive. So I wanted to really tell her, this is the space I want to remember about her.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't plug in my life and they offer advice. And I feel it's 20 years I have walked without them. And it's too late, the advice, because I cannot use it here. It's a very good advice, but it doesn't work for me.
I am in the same spot as you. Like, I'm not going to explain myself. I was told one time by a reverend that the information that I receive, whether it be a message to you or it was a message to a young man, that I did wrong because it was not my information to keep. But I have sometimes trouble speaking up. It's not an ego thing, it's a nervous thing because some of them think I'm Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? Some of them, like Andrew.
Yeah, you don't know where they are. Right?
Yeah, and some people just don't understand. They can't fathom it. Mm-hmm. There's heaven, there's the devil, it's what they believe, you know what I mean? They don't realize there's so much energy and light in between. If we could only clear everybody's chakras.
See, one thing my mom said is you always connect with everybody as a mother. Mm-hmm. You will never go wrong.
Yeah.
So that's a space I hold. So I always tell them, hey, you are my kid.
That's what I say. That's why I say.
And I love the way you tell them, text me. That's a sweet thing. Yeah. I'm sure
and they do. They even like adult guys. And I just
that's a nice space you hold for them.
I do. I care. Sometimes I feel like I don't think you can care too much, but sometimes I've put myself in positions where I've gotten taken advantage of, and then I feel like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what? In the long run, if you look a balance sheet, you and Mike, I'm so proud. Seriously, I really root for you guys because you work very hard. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I can see the growth in you guys. Remember, how we were laughing about putting the cookie in the capsules.
Oh, yeah. Michael goes home with this stuff. I was like, what is this shit? He's like, we talked around me. Eat it. So I'm like, oh, really? And I took a piece. I'm look at now, 5 years later, I'm like, here, eat this. It's 200 milligrams.
Oh my God, it's so funny, how far we have come.
I know.
The fear.
I know. And I only see it more like we're gonna totally help you here. And I told him I forgot the vacuum today, but we didn't have time anyway. I'm gonna wash everything down with some leather cleaner because you have some nice pieces of furniture. I won't touch any of your private stuff.
Hey, no. You have access. But anyway, to wrap up, right? Yeah. What I want to tell you is, it is always okay to come from an intention of love. That's what we are doing is, if people misunderstand, it's not our problem. That's why, I even told my aunt, she says, I'm sorry I hurt you. I said, you have no power to hurt me. I give you a choice.
Wow. Wow. I didn't think about that one for a second.
Yeah, that's only because of my husband. I went and told him one day, why do you intimidate me? He looked straight in the eye and he says, Vasu, I have no power to intimidate you. I said, oh my God, here I'm stupid.
I like this one off in my head too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm saying, oh my God, I give you the power. So I said, you know what? I choose to be dysfunctional. That's why, I don't believe we are abusing each other, but I choose to stay with a man that I find challenging
Yeah.
But I love him enough to stay. You know, so and my husband says the same about me.
Yeah.
He had to learn a lot about my culture. It was very challenging. But today he called me and he says, I was looking at the sunset. I was thinking about you, how lucky I am.
Oh.
I feel sometimes he loves me more than I do because I have, like, grown little apart. Because sometimes, like, it is the pace is not the same. Like, one person is ahead, one person. But I have tremendous respect for him. Same thing with him. He has tremendous respect for me. But I don't take him for granted either. But I don't have the same expectations of, like, literally, like, him being there for me 100%. I think this whole thing is crap.
Yeah.
We are here to, like, honor each other. His space is very different than my space.
Yeah.
But I was told clearly it's the longing I need to heal. And think of it, like, what do you think you bring to the table? Like, meaning, like, you bring to the world. And there is always an underlying thing that you are offering. Maybe it's nurturing, like you just need to, because there is something you're putting of yourself and your spirit in everything you're doing.
Right.
So that is the space you want to grow.
I do.
Anyway, so I'll finish this. This was awesome.
Yeah.